How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good,
How are you?
good. How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It was fine.
It was
Is that-
pretty good.
Good. Does anyone want to share about their break? What they did over the break?
Sharif.
Share about your break. You want to share about your break? Does anyone want to share? Did you do anything? Okay, today we're going to start a lesson on compound sentences and their punctuation types. Can anyone give me an example of what they think or if they know what a compound sentence is? No? Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to give y'all an introduction. Compound sentences contain two or more independent clauses. A clause is made up of a subject and a predicate, which means each part has a subject and a verb. Now let me show you several ways in how these clauses are joined. Okay, we have coordinating conjunctions. These are the most common coordinating conjunctions we use when we place a comma before the conjunctions. So and, but, nor, for, so, and yet. So an example of this is after school, I went to the movies, shopping, and then had dinner. So whenever you write out a sentence and you have a list of things you're going to do or a list, you can use commas to separate them. And something that a lot of people struggle on is always putting a comma before and. And then these are the words, the coordinating junctions, you always put a comma before. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay, oops. Well, here's our agenda for today. And our agenda is our introduction, we're gonna lecture, we're gonna have a practice with the whole class, and then we're gonna review, and then we're gonna do our assessment. Okay, we're gonna talk about our semicolon first. A semicolon is used to join the two independent clauses when they are closely related in context. Here's an example. I went to the movies and then I had dinner at a restaurant. I meant to say then I had a dinner at a restaurant. So you always put a semicolon when you're trying to separate the two independent clauses. If you miss a semicolon and just do the movies, then I had a dinner at a restaurant, you create a run-on sentence, which means that it's grammatically incorrect and it needs a semicolon. Next, we're going to talk about a colon. A colon is used to join two independent clauses, and the second clause either explains, expands, or illustrates the first. This can also be used in a list, and I mainly use colons when I'm writing out a list. An example, bring the following to the picnic. And then there's a colon, and then it's sandwiches, chips, and drinks. Does anyone have any questions on how to use either? Now we're going to talk a little about conjunctive adverbs. These are the words included in the conjunction adverb. When we use these, we place a semicolon before the conjunction adverb and a comma after it. So these are the main words we use. However, therefore, moreover, and nevertheless. Does anyone want to give a definition on any of these words?
Therefore.
Or when they are used? Okay, well, moreover can be used when you are adding on to a sentence. It can be used as an add-on with the two independent clauses. Therefore is when you're trying to also do like in addition to the second clause. However is mainly used when you're contrasting the two clauses, the first clause and the second clause. And nevertheless is used in spite of, so the first clause and then in spite of the second. An example can be, I went to dinner at a nice restaurant. However, I did not enjoy the food. It's contrasting the first clause and the second. Now, we're gonna practice all together. Okay, I would like for y'all to help me out with this one. We're gonna do semicolon or colon. Can someone read the first red chat box?
We visited France, Belgium, and Italy.
Okay. Would anyone like to, how many think it's a semicolon there? How many think it's a colon? Can someone give me an explanation on why they think it's a colon?
Because it's a list of countries.
Okay. Would anyone like to read the second chat box?
She kept repeating, I really want this car.
How many people think it's a semicolon? How many people think it's a colon? Okay. Now, would anyone like to read the third?
Oh, difficult.
We have had too many fumbles, therefore we lost the game.
Remember the word therefore that we talked about?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to tell me what therefore, what kind of word that is?
As a result,
Conjunctive adverb, yes, good job. Good job. So, would anyone like to, how many people think it's a semicolon there?
Semicolon? Yeah.
I think it's a semicolon.
Semicolon.
It's semicolon.
Semicolon.
there is a comma after therefore.
Powerful.
It's colon.
There is a comma after therefore.
How many people think colon? Colon, okay. Who, would someone else like to read?
It is a
this
colon or semicolon?
It's a semicolon. I have my answer key on the next slide for y'all. Yes, this is just a practice. Can someone else read the following chat box?
I ordered the following supplies: potatoes, sugar, flour, and coffee beans.
Okay. How many people think it's a semicolon? How many people think it's a colon?
Hey!
Okay, someone else could read this one?
He has 3 little brothers, James, Dalton, and Joseph.
How many people think it's a semicolon? How many people think it's a colon? Okay, why is it a colon? Okay, well, we're getting the hang of it now. Can someone read this one? Someone else?
My brother walked into town. My sister stayed at home.
Okay. How many people think it's a semicolon?
Semicolon.
How many people think it's a colon? Okay. Oh, my bad. Can someone else read this one? I want all of y'all to get a chance to read. Okay.
All of the children agreed chocolate was the best ice cream flavor.
I agree. Yeah, I agree too. Okay, how many people here think it's a semicolon?
So hard.
How many people here think it's a colon? This one might be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and the last one, who wants to read? Someone I haven't heard.
Call me tomorrow. I will give you my answer then.
Okay. Who thinks it's a semicolon?
Semicolon. Colon.
Yes, just call me some.
How many
Semicolon.
people think it's a colon?
I'm not so
It's
sure.
a semicolon.
It's semicolon.
Semicolon.
Mhm.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Okay, we're about to see our answers. Here are the answers.
What is semicolon?
Okay, this is the one that kind of confused a lot of
Yeah.
people. Can someone explain on why it is a colon and not a semicolon?
Who chose the colon? Explain it.
This one.
No.
All the children agreed chocolate was the best ice cream flavor.
Who chose it?
This is two different sentences.
Yes.
agreed and makes sense. And also you can say chocolate was the best ice cream flavor, and you can use it without the first sentences.
Yes, it's illustrating the first one. The first one's illustrating the second one, therefore you use a colon. Okay. Now it's gonna be y'all's turn. For y'all's independent practice on y'all's own, I would like for y'all to write 2 sentences. I'm gonna give y'all as much time as y'all need. 2 sentences. 1 sentence where you have to use a colon, and another sentence where you have to use a semicolon. I'll give y'all as much time as y'all need.
Maida, chef. Maida is a chef.
Oh, hey.
Which dish you don't know how to make?
It's just a
I
bomb.
cannot make,
It's a drink.
You know how to make pizza?
I know how to make pizza.
You know how to make paella?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Maybe hummus?
So it should be here.
Because this is where you write out your list of blanks.
It's a semicolon or colon?
Always remember your comma
Neither
before
is a chef,
the
but she don't know how
such
to
as and. So
how
you
much.
could like sand, comma.
But now it is a
You can put,
comma.
Then we need to put the colon somewhere.
Does anyone have any questions or need any help with their sentences? Remember, they're just simple, 2 simple independent clauses.
Yes, yes, please. So this is so definitely not the best.
Right or right? Can't you put it together
And
and
driving
right?
and drive.
So, right,
No,
right.
And once everyone's finished, if you can just give me a thumbs up.
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
First clause and the second clause. This is that, in the second clause, I use, semicolon.
That's
That's right?
Remember to use your colon on this one. And then when you're naming out a list, remember that you need your coordinating conjunction.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, and.
Mm-hmm.
always is active,
Mhm.
informative, effort. Therefore, he is the right guy. Okay?
Remember to use your comma. Your comma right here.
The comma right here.
Mhm.
Oh.
See, this
So
is good.
got it.
Do you have another question?
Yeah. You can take this one. I don't know. Last night I went out and bought something like food and fruits.
Where are you putting your colon on that one?
Right here. Is it here?
Yes, but you don't need this one. You just, because you're putting out your list, I bought, and then you do your list there.
See, this is good.
When you're writing out a list, it's more than two.
More like two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, also for this one. When you use a colon, you want to have a list that's more than two things.
More than two.
Yeah.
And three.
So this is the
Yep. That's perfect.
Got it. Hurry up. More than two. More than two.
you got one more brother.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all like one more minute and then we can all share our sentences. You don't have to share both. You can share whichever one you want to share.
Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
No, this is not this like the semicolon. Colon.
How many people are still working? Okay, we can go ahead and start sharing. Who wants to go first? Okay?
So for the one with the semicolon,
Mhm.
I went home, there was no one there. So the semicolon after the home.
Mhm.
And for the second one, when I went home, I found fun, Mike, comma, Sam, comma, and Mark.
Yes. Good job. Good job for using the comma before and. Okay, who wants to go next?
Jose wants to visit 3 countries: Japan, North Korea, and Germany.
Where did you put your colon? Mm-hmm. That's good job. Anyone else want to share?
iPhone is amazing device. I can use for remotely to connect with my job. I put a semicolon before the I pronouns.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Okay, I'm really excited to make that trip. We can bring a lot of cocktails. I use a semicolon as a drink.
Okay, good job. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah. Sharif is a chain smoker. Semicolon. However, he quit smoking last week.
Okay. Good job on using the adverb.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share, or is that it? That's it? Okay, now we're gonna do a quick review. what we did, we practiced the correct ways to use a semicolon and a colon according to the proper compound sentence and met the objective by executing the exercise correctly. I believe y'all did an amazing job. What we learned. We learned to place a semicolon and a colon according to the compound sentence. We learned the differences and similarities between the two. Finally, learning the objective through examples and practice. Does anyone have any questions on how to use them or what we learned today? Everyone's good?
Yes.
Does, like, who feels they all learned something new? Good. Well, thank y'all so much for having me,
Thank you.
and I would like to pick up y'all's papers if I can, if you would like to turn them in.
Yeah.
Fine now.
I hope it's a good idea for my hand.